Baby! This is the part where I talk to myself and act like I'm talking to the world, because no one has joined the live yet, but they will. And when they do, I don't know if they know what they're in for. Hip Hop Shakespeare, bards to bars, with Fools and Madmen's own Mr. Anderson. Whenever y'all ready, I got the spaghetti. Uh-oh, we got a follower. Welcome to the house. Now, the difference between Facebook Live and IG Live is maybe I'm just too low tech, but I don't know who's following. With this IG, I can see the names as they pop up. But on here, people watching, I don't know who's watching. That's cool. All right? We're going to show off. We're going to go off. We're going to have a good time. And I'm going to tell y'all about this Hip Hop Shakespeare experience, Bard to Bars. Hip Hop Shakespeare with Drew Anderson. Drew Anderson is the guy you're looking at right now. And I am going to introduce you to the world of Hip Hop Shakespeare. A world that I know well through my work with Fools and Madmen, Baltimore's own fantastic marriers of hip hop and Shakespeare. I've been doing it for years. I'm happy to have been down with the crew, to continue to be down with the crew. And I'm going to give y'all some insights on how this Shakespeare hip hop thing works. Pardon me as I give you extra beard because I'm reaching over for something. This is going to be the guest star of this live video. This is my Shakespearean insult mug. So throughout the course of this live performance, this workshop, I'm going to be taking little sips of this right here that calls you such things as a bolting hutch of beastiness, or a, what's my favorite? The canker blossom. Yeah, a blossom of cankers, a canker blossom. This is the type of fun that we have with Hip Hop Shakespeare. Just going to put that right there. Boom. So y'all can see my Shakespeare insult mug when I toast you with Shakespearean insults, such as, thou lump of foul deformity. Oh, this one. Roast meat for worms. So, we got this whole book of Shakespearean insults, so I'm going to share some of those with you all throughout the course of this live performance, because I just love you so much. And love lives, or liveth, in insulting someone Shakespearean style. You dig? So, boom. Hope I don't break my mug. I'm just going to sit it right here. Welcome to Bard to Bars, Hip Hop Shakespeare with Drew Anderson. What it is it's a class that's starting tomorrow, Thursday, April 16th, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It is slated as being for middle school students, but we are taking all comers. It is a free class, and we're going to have some fun dealing with hip-hop and with Shakespeare, because the two have more in common than you might think. They are both irreverent, they're both lyrical, they both speak to the times, they both full of powerful stories that can live forever. And if you understand Shakespeare, you can foresee a lot. A lot of the most popular films of recent years are pretty much retellings of a lot of Shakespearean themes. If you look at the story of the lost son who would be king, that's Thor, Lion King, Black Panther, Aquaman. But that's also Hamlet. Right? Not saying Shakespeare invented anything, but not saying he invented everything, but just saying that the way that he did it well. He did it in a way that's timeless and in a way that carries on throughout generations. So, I just heard a bell ring for 6 o'clock. That means it's really showtime. So I'm about to kick it off with my Bard Bars theme song. Now, hashtag Bard Bars is a challenge that my friends from Fools and Madmen, the Baltimore-based hip-hop Shakespeare company, is doing on social media. And we invite you all to that challenge where you rap about Shakespeare in 60 seconds or less. You can even take one of his couple hundred sonnets and rap it over a beat. Okay? It's not going to rhyme. It's not going to land on the rhyming words all the time. But because of the iambic pentameter, the actual poetry with which Shakespeare always wrote, it will flow. You will be surprised at how much the It will flow once you discover how to make it flow. So that's what we're doing. It's called hashtag Barred Bars. Look out for that. But I'm about to kick y'all my Barred Bars theme song, which is not a sonnet. It's an original rap by me about what I see as a relationship between hip hop and Shakespeare. Shout out to Story Tapestries making all this happen. Go to storytapestries.org to get your free ticket to my class, Hip Hop Shakespeare, starting tomorrow, Thursday, 2 p.m. Boom. To beat or not to beat box, wherefore art thou heat rocks. Willie Shakespeare had the same props some C's got. If music be the food of love, then play on. I'm ciphering with Shakespeare like a seance, cause all the words are stage, boss. What light through yonder window break dances? The stage antics of a Shakespearean thespian arrest me just like MC's finessing the pen. My kingdom for a horse, equestrian, riding beats no pedestrian. I were thy bird, sweet so should I, but I would kill thee lyrically like MC Willie knocking MCs silly. Really, the grim reapers of grammar, damages of iambic pentameter. So friends, Romans, countrymen, grab your scrolls and your trusty pen, cause bars me bards when fools and madmen be busting in. Good night, parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Barred bars. And now, I give you your first Shakespearean insult of the day. Before I sip from my insult mug, I must consult the insult book. Now, Shakespeare was clever in that he invented a lot of his own insults. He made up his own words a lot of times. So, I am going to go ahead and, because I like you, call you thou artless, beast-eating blockhead. Now, artless meaneth crude and unskillful. Beast-eating means immature, unweaned, and blockhead is one who is slow to understand or thick-skulled. So I just called you a crude, unskillful, immature, unweaned person who is slow to understand. And by the way, is thick-skulled. I say it because I love you. Shakespearean insults. Tastes like canker blossom. So, why hip-hop? Why Shakespeare? Why hip-hop is obvious. Hip-hop is an art form, a craft that has throughout my life spoken to me, for me, and ultimately through me. That's a very special relationship. And because of that relationship, a long time ago, I decided that hip-hop would always be a part of anything I do. Because it's a part of me. So if it's not a part of what I do, then that means a big part of me is not a part of what I do. And then what's the point of me doing it, right? So that's why even when I was in college, I would end my term papers, my research papers, with a quote from a hip-hop artist. I would either start or end the paper with a quote from a rap artist, or both. That was my way of validating or legitimizing hip-hop. I felt like it deserved to be in the halls of academia, just like it deserved to be in the avenues of the street. When I was at Howard, I had a African American poetry professor who said, first of all, most of what y'all think is poetry is not poetry, and if it came out after 1960, then it's garbage. And the only reason I took Afro-American poetry class is because I felt like hip-hop, when done well, and that's the only way hip-hop can be done. Other than that, it might just be some rap or some crap. But true hip-hop is poetic. It's poetic lyricism, right? So that offended me that this guy wasn't, if he's saying that any poetry that came out after 1960 is trash, he definitely wasn't trying to hear about no hip-hop. So that bothered me, so I stopped going to the class. I didn't drop the class. It was one of those classes where the only grade is this paper. This one paper. You spend the whole semester learning the tools to write the paper the way he wanted to write it. I was always good at writing papers, so I didn't have to go to this class to figure out the paper. I wrote the paper. My first draft, I got like a B minus or something. I rewrote it with the notes that he said and got an A. Deuces. But the lesson from that is no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And I would have gone to his class more if he respected where I was coming from, if he respected the culture of hip-hop. What's the point of teaching a poetry class if you're going to be closed-minded about what poetry is? I get it. You're the teacher. You're supposed to tell us things we don't know and guide us on this path of experience in the culture. But to You can't take anybody with you anywhere you want to go until you respect where they're already coming from. And for you to be a Howard professor and dissing hip hop, I don't think that's really the way you want to go. So that's just one lesson. But back to the Shakespeare. StoryTapestries.org presents Hip Hop Shakespeare with Drew Anderson. Bards to Bars, okay? Starting that off 2 p.m. every Thursday. It's slated for and centered around middle school students. But anybody who wants to jump on there, you're welcome to, and it is free. All right? So, give you some more barred bars. Let's see what we're rocking with. I know what I'm going to give y'all. In 2018, Fools and Madmen, which is a Baltimore-based hip-hop Shakespeare theater troupe, they take, word, peace to you, Lorianne, word, and I can't take credit for that quote. I don't know where I got it from, but it ain't mine. But you could take it anywhere. Feel free. I'm glad that it moved you. Trick is, Fools and Madmen. Shout out to my girl Caitlin Carbone, who introduced me to the world of hip-hop Shakespeare in the first place when she invited me to do a workshop with her a few years ago. In 2018, they rewrote King Lear, the classic Shakespearean tragedy, in hip-hop language. They shortened it, condensed it, combined some characters, and took some major scenes, all right? The problem with doing Facebook Live from my phone is I get updates, and they distract me a little bit. I just got a coronavirus update that I didn't need to see. Anyway, okay, we did... Shout out to Josh Thomas, a co-founder of Fools and Madmen, along with Caitlin Carbone. So Caitlin is the Shakespeare expert, and Josh Thomas was a hip-hop expert. He took 10 key scenes from King Lear and rewrote them as raps. In that hip-hop production of King Lear, shortened to about an hour and a half, maybe less than that, which we toured throughout Baltimore in middle and high schools, and then we ran a few shows for adults. I played Edmund, the bastard. All right? So I'm going to kick my Edmund rap for y'all. And I forgot to transfer the Edgar rap I just wrote like a few days ago, and it's in my phone. But I forgot to type it into my computer, so I'm going to have to go off the head. So y'all about to see how well I remember this rap that I just wrote. Now, just to give you some background on King Lear. Tragedy. King Lear has 3 daughters. Goneril, Regan, and I'll be honest, I forgot the other daughter's name. The youngest. Cordelia. That's it. Cordelia. So I played Edmund. Edmund is a bastard child. He's illegitimate. He's the son of the Earl of Gloucester. But he's not going to get any inheritance. I mean, the Earl of Gloucester kind of has to take care of Edmund because it's the right thing to do. But he doesn't care. I mean... He's not, as a bastard child, I'm not going to get any inheritance. That's just how it worked back then. Edgar, my little half-wit brother, I say little, but he's older brother, I believe. But in any case, Edgar is going to get everything when Gloucester, the Earl of Gloucester, dies. He's going to pass his wealth on to Edgar. Me, Edmund, I'm like, so where does that leave me? But the thing about Edmund is I have ambition. I'm so ambitious that I want to get Edgar out of the way through lies and deceit, maybe even cold-blooded murder. Get him out the way so I'm the one left to get the inheritance. And not only that, but I'm scheming on Lear's daughters. Cordelia's too young. Bye. But Regan and Goneril are hot. And I like both of them. And they like me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to Regan and Goneril, see which one ends up becoming the queen, and stick with the one who becomes queen, get rid of the other one. So Edmund's ambition is boundless. This dude is super deceitful. So I wrote a rap from the perspective of Edmund. I'm going to try to remember it. It's damn near brand new. Pardon my language. But here we go. Let me see. Drew Anderson, Fools and Madmen. Hashtag barred bars do the challenge. We spit about Shakespeare, and this here's from King Lear. I be Edmund the Bastard, born of illegitimate acts. Edmund the Bastard, born of illegitimate acts. Edmund the Bastard, born of illegitimate acts. Half-brother of Edgar, that simpleton cat. Riddle me this, no, riddle me that. When our father Gloucester dies, which one of us is getting the cash? That ignorant brat? legitimate crap. When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous, and my shape is true as honest madam's issue. But when you're born outside of marriage and they dish you no inheritance to give you, thou nature art my goddess. Upon my neighbors I plotteth. Clown Edgar cause he foppish, ousted Gloucester for his profits. And Goneril and Regan, I'ma go and see him. Get in where I FITN 2 times like Fuji's remix. Whichever becomes queen, that's the one I'm gonna be with. So when Lyra's out of here, I'll be KING kid. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me's meat that I may fashion fit. Word. So that's Edgar. Nah, I'm lying. That's Edmund. The Bastard Edmund. That's my character from Hip Hop King Lear 2018. Shout out to Fools and Madmen. As written by Caitlin Carbone and Josh Thomas. My partners, my friends, fam in the house. See how we do that? FAM. Fools and Madmen. Look out for Fools and Madmen because we're going to be doing some more. We did Much Ado About Nothing in 2019. We were supposed to do Julius Caesar this year, but you know what happened. But it will be staged at some point. Look out for Fools and Madmen. Follow Fools and Madmen. Fools_and_Madmen on Instagram. Look out for Fools and Madmen because they are doing big things. All right. Now, to break that song down for you, well, you pretty much get the idea. All right. But go on YouTube and look up Spoof School, because Spoof School is the name of my teaching artist movement. It's all about parody. Just like we kind of parodied the Shakespeare and remixed it in hip-hop terms, I do that type of thing all the time with taking songs, remixing them, and making them about anti-bullying, math, reading, science. That's what I do. I've worked with young audiences of Maryland. I work with Story Tapestries, all right, www.storytapestries.org, through whom this hip-hop Shakespeare class that I'm starting tomorrow is launching. All right? So look for Bards to Bars, hip-hop Shakespeare with Drew Anderson. That, in addition to my public speaking class, which takes place on Mondays, 3 o'clock Eastern Time for high school students, 5 p.m. Eastern Time for adults. Talk to me as a public speaking class like no other. We get irreverent, we get wild, we get fun, and we get confident about the world's biggest phobia. So, also free, also available through storytapestries.org. Get your free Zoom Eventbrite link through storytapestries.org. Now, since I did a song, it's time for another insult. That's the price you pay for the songs. You gotta get a Shakespearean insult. So, I'm gonna go back to my trusty Shakespeare insult generator. Just to school you on how to diss people in Shakespearean, you start with thou. The reason you start with thou is it's a condescending term. If you respected the person, you would probably call them thee. Alright, like, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Thou is like, this so-and-so, right? Alright? So thou, and I'm laughing at myself because I'm realizing I said excuse my language earlier because I said damn, but we about to get into Shakespeare. I'm not going to go crazy, all right? Don't worry, Valerie. Don't worry, Ariana. I'm not going nuts on here. I know that Story Tapestries is for the babies. But if you're diving into Shakespeare, you're dealing with themes like, I don't know, murder, incest, and all the above. So that's why it's for middle school and above. So Shakespeare is not for the babies. We're going to keep the class clean, but it's going to be some adult themes because it is Shakespeare. Now, here comes your insult. You get a song, you got to pay for it with a Shakespearean insult. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. That's word. Thank you. All right? Thou fascinarious half-blooded bull's pizzle. I just called you, and don't take it personally, because I don't know you. Fascinarious means extremely wicked and vile. Half-blooded means partly of noble and partly of low birth, like Edmund from King Lear, who I just wrapped it from the perspective of. And bull's pizzle is the bull's genitalia. So I just called you, in calling you fascinarious half-blooded bull's pizzle, I called you an extremely wicked and vile, partly low birth, partly noble, bull's you know what. You're welcome. Insults are so much lovelier in Shakespeare, don't you think? Canker blossom. Boom. All right, we're going to keep this party going. As Edmund, I was so passionate about playing Edmund. I enjoyed it so much. I thought he was the most interesting character. I thought they shouldn't even call it King Lear. They should call it Edmund the Bastard. I had a ball playing this villain, this rake. And I really had a ball charming my co-stars. So shout out to my homegirl, Sharance Higgins, who played the fair Goneril. I'm going to kick a song for y'all that I wrote for Goneril when I played Edmund. All right? And the music I'm going to use is All I Want Is You by Miguel featuring J. Cole. Let me get my speaker right. This is available. I actually shot a little video for it on YouTube. If you look up Goneril, a broke baller Goneril, or spoof school Goneril, Goneril. I did a little song for my castmate. So yeah, let me get this thing cracking. I got my speaker. I got my sounds. Ooh, yes. Let's get loose. We got sounds, yes we do. Yeah, let's get it. Dang Goneril, cry you mercy, chocolate Hershey. Melt in your mouth, I like to find out personally. Liz Marbles may be off of the market, but he had the right thing going in the daughter department with your sweet, soft self. Hot enough to blaze the Arctic shelf, cool enough to freeze all hell. And your smile, wow, is that for me? Can it be something for this fantasy? Get it? Fantasy? Yeah, here we go. Come some more. Look here. Spitting for Goneril. Getting with Goneril seemed like mission impossible. Until she gifted me with this locket. Yo, in the pocket was a note, the command of a mistress. If you want me, keep your hands off my kids, sis. So now I must decide, no more running and hiding. Gotta make up my mind, no more double timing in this love life. Will Regan be my safer bet, or will I be yours in the ranks of death? You know? Shout out to my homegirl Sharance, my co-star from hip hop, King Lear. So Sharance Higgins played Goneril. She was one of my little girlfriends. Remember, Edmund was ambitious, so he was a two-timer. So that song was for Goneril. All right? And let me break down the lyrics right quick, because that's the type of thing that we're going to do in my hip-hop Shakespeare class, Bards to Bars, available through storytapestries.org, free class. It's Thursdays, Eastern Time, 2 p.m., slated for middle schoolers, but we take all comers. Free class. I'm going to break the lyrics down to y'all right quick because I love lyric breakdowns. I feel like if you're truly proud of your lyrics, you should be able to explain them. So, it starts with, here we go, boom. Damn Goneril, cry you mercy, chocolate Hershey. Melts in your mouth, I like to find out personally. My castmate, Sharance, I know we shouldn't objectify women and compare them to things like chocolate, but she was a dark-skinned black beauty. And so when I said cry you mercy, that's actually a line from King Lear where the fool was having a mock trial with King Lear and Goneril was on the stand. And he was like, he's pointing at an invisible stool, but he's like, is that Goneril? Cry you mercy. I mistook you for a stool. All right? And so Cry You Mercy is just like the fool making fun of Lear in this pretend trial where he's calling his daughter to task even though his daughter isn't physically there. So I just took Goneril, Cry You Mercy from the fool, kept that for my rhyme. Chocolate Hershey, that's a shout out to my castmate Sharance because she did have skin like chocolate. Melts in Your Mouth. That's an old like candy commercial where they would say melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Reese's Pieces or M&M's, one of them. I'd like to find out personally. That's a little innuendo. That's me flirting with her. Lear's marbles may be off of the market. Your marbles, you know, that's like your brains. So Lear went crazy. If you know anything about the King Lear tragedy, he went mad throughout the course of the thing. He's just seeing things that weren't there. He really just was in a bad way. So when I say Lear's marbles may be off of the market, I'm saying he's gone mentally. But he knew what he was doing in the daughter department because he had 3 beautiful daughters, 2 of whom me, two-timing Edmund, is trying to flirt with. With your sweet, soft self, hot enough to melt the Arctic shelf, but cool enough to freeze all hell. I think that speaks for itself. And your smile, wow, is that for me? Could it be something for this fantasy? Get it? Fantasy. Pun, I'm playing off the word fantasy, but I'm also saying I'm a fan of you. I would like to see your smile. So your smile would be something for this fan to see. Fantasy. Getting with Goneril seemed like mission impossible until she gifted me with this locket, yo. In the story of King Lear, Goneril gives a locket to Edmund, and it's supposed to represent their union. And inside of it, there's this note, the command of a mistress. That's her telling me what to do. I don't think it literally said stay away from Regan, But, I think she had an idea that I was messing with her sister. So that's why I say in the pocket was a note. Until she gifted me with this locket, in the pocket was a note, the command of a mistress. If you want me, keep your hands off my kid, sis. That's Regan, who we might hear about. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this live running, but I have a song for Regan too, and I might do that in a minute. So now I must decide, no more running and hiding. Got to make up my mind, no more double timing in this love life. Now she's challenging me, saying, stay away from my little sister. So I have to decide. Will Regan be my safer bet, or will I be yours in the ranks of death? Yours in the ranks of death is an oath said between Edmund and Goneril as they flirt and, charm and court each other, or he courts her. And so yours in the ranks of death is like my pledge to her, like I'll be yours until we die. Um, and in his own way, I think he did love Goneril, but he loved his own ambitions even more. And that's the type of thing we'll talk about in our class. Ambitions, one of the main great themes of Shakespeare. Bar to Bars, Hip Hop Shakespeare with Drew Anderson, storytapestries.org. Get your free ticket. All right. I don't think this live was really supposed to last much longer than 5 to 7 minutes, but I'm just kind of talkative. So I'm going to do one more song. I'm going to do my song for Regan. Yeah, I'm going to do my song for Regan. The song for Regan, I took the beat from She's All I've Got by Jimmy Cozier. The song came out like 2000, roughly. And it's about being in a relationship with somebody who you really can't stand, who bullies you and treats you bad, but you're so used to them that you don't want to leave. So the relationship between Edmund and Regan in King Lear is kind of abusive. Like, everybody's scared of Regan. She's a killer. She has a real hot head, and she'll do whatever she needs to do to get what she wants. She's very ambitious. She schemed on her own father, schemed on her own sisters, schemes on everybody. Schemed on, I think, the Earl of Gloucester. She's a killer. Regan is hot-headed. So this is for Regan. Boom. Get my music right. Yes. Woo! Let's go. Bars, Fools and Madmen, Hip Hop Shakespeare, Story Tapestries. Let's get it. Regan, she of the fiery quality. Goneril's rival, ain't next in line, but she'll probably try to be. Ask her what she wants, and y'all will pours forth the 4 words that can scorch the earth. I want it all. She bad, right? Wouldn't make a bad bride, but don't get on the bad side, cause when she gets mad, cats die. One dude stepped through her and was in for a shock, when the next thing he heard was fetch forth the stocks. Will we ever see the day that your schemes collapse? Will we ever see the day that you meet your match and your enemies beat you back? Will we ever see the day? See it shalt thou never. Alright, starlight, brighten up the place. Just don't burn out while you're flying through space. But damn, beauty runs in your family, cause Goneril's as bad as Z. Wait, don't be mad at me. You dig? So I'll break that down for y'all a little wee bit. Break down the lyrics real quick. Boom. So the lyrics go like this. Regan, she of the fiery quality. I don't remember if it was Lear himself, but some character in the play refers to Regan as having a fiery quality. That's acknowledgement of her being hot-headed, passionate, gets angry real quick, short fuse. Regan, she of the fiery quality, Goneril's rival, she. So the sisters are fighting over who's going to get the biggest share of their father, King Lear's land. Goneril's rival, she ain't next in line, but she'll probably try to be. Goneril is the oldest, so Regan is not next in line to have the throne. But notice what I said. She ain't next in line, but she'll probably try to be. That speaks to her ambition. Ask her what she wants, and y'all will pours forth the 4 words that can scorch the earth. I want it all. That's a line that I don't think is from the original text, but shout out to Josh Thomas, who wrote the songs in the hip-hop adaptation of King Lear that we did. And one of the lines from the first time that Regan raps, when they're competing, when Regan, Goneril, and Cordelia, really Regan and Goneril because Cordelia doesn't want to compete, but the 2 older sisters are competing to show who loves Lear the most so they can get the most land. In that rap that was originally written by Josh Thomas, who rewrote the King Lear in hip-hop terms, there was a line that said, I want it all. So that was my shout out to Josh Thomas and to Shernay, all right, Shernay, who played Regan in the play. She bad, right? Wouldn't make a bad bride, but don't get on the bad side, because when she gets mad, cats die, because Regan is a killer. One dude stepped to her and was in for a shock when the first thing he heard was fetch forth the stocks. All right? So I think Kent was in disguise at this point and came and stepped to Regan like, you should really you should behave differently. You should behave as somebody who's trying to be more honorable to King Lear, to your father. And she wasn't trying to hear it, so she said, fetch forth the stocks, which is, I'm going to lock you up like an animal. I'm going to put you in almost in like a guillotine kind of situation. I'm going to lock you up, fetch forth the stocks. We're going to tie this person up, shame them, arrest them. Will we ever see the day that your schemes collapse? Will we ever see the day that you meet your match and your enemies beat you back? Will we ever see the day? See it shalt thou never. See it shalt thou never is something that Regan said when she takes out the eyes of her enemy. Somebody came to challenge her. It might have even been the Earl of Gloucester. I might be mixing up characters. But somebody came to challenge Regan, and they said, you will see your comeuppance. I will see your comeuppance. And Regan said, see it shalt thou never. You will never see me get mine. And so she takes out his eyes. All right? Shout out to my homegirl Cheryl, who played the Earl of Gloucester in the play that we did. So Regan took out her eyes with her high heel. Well, all right, Starlight, brighten up the place. Just don't burn out while you're flying through space. But damn, Reeve, beauty runs in your family because Gonorrhoe's as bad as thee. Wait, don't be mad at me. That's me, Edmund, admitting that I'm also attracted to your sister, Gonorrhoe. But wait, I know how you are, so don't get so hot-headed and angry. All right? So, with that said, I think my time is up, which is it's kind of sad because I see somebody just joined this live. But it will be available to review at the Story Tapestries Facebook page. My name is Drew Anderson, and I want you all to join me with some hip-hop Shakespeare fun in my class, Bards to Bars. It starts tomorrow, Thursday, April 16th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It is free. It is via Zoom. It is slated for middle school students, but we are taking all comers. We are dealing with Shakespearean themes. We are dealing with hip-hop, how to put them together and have some fun. Storytelling, lyricism. We're going to have a great time, and I am out of here. Peace. Spoof School, look out for spoofschool.com coming soon.